In this question, we are looking at ICAN Foundation May 2019 question 4. Remember, you can visit jadosconsulting.com to take the class that covers the topic you're solving. And then don't forget that you can always order for my study bag or my textbook, okay? You can reach me on the number displayed or pay into the account displayed. So quickly, we have question 4, ICAN Foundation 2019 here. So we have OKK Limited's bank statement showed an overdrawn balance of 124 million as at 30th June 2018, which did not agree with the cash book balance at the same date. On investigation, you discovered the following. We have all the investigation here, bank charges, and we have check drawn in error, personal check of $800 of Mr. KK was only paid into the OKK Limited's bank account and all that. So we have all the investigations revealed the reason for the discrepancy, and then we're asked to prepare adjusted cash book and then a bank reconciliation statement as at 30th June 2018. So I want to believe that at this level you already understand how to prepare your bank reconciliation statement, okay? Adjusting the cash book before preparing the bank reconciliation statement. And then I want to remind you that it is still as usual, the principles remain the same when you credit your cash book, okay? That's your cash book. When you credit, that's you make payments, you credit, So the bank, on its part, what does the bank do? The bank will debit your bank statement, okay? So when you receive, okay, that's receipt, what does the bank do? The bank will credit your bank statement. So it means that at every point in time where you make payment and then you credit your cash book, the bank will debit you. When you receive cash or money and debit your cash book, the bank will credit you. So at the end of the period, you expect that the balance you have in the cash book should be the same balance you have in the bank statement. Bank statement is the statement sent by the bank, okay, to the customer, showing how the customer has operated his account. So there's a balance in that bank statement that must always agree with the balance in the cash book. So your cash book balance and your bank statement balance is expected to be the same thing. But the idea is that at the point of receiving the bank statement, it is possible that the bank statement balance will not agree with the cash book balance. So you must adjust the cash book and prepare the bank reconciliation statement to agree the balance of the cash book with that of the bank statement. So let us quickly solve the question. So here we have OKK Limited. Okay, OKK Limited is the name of the business. So we have OKK Limited. Okay, so OKK Limited that's the name of the name of the business. So here we have adjusted cash book. Remember that for you to prepare the adjusted cash book, you must have a balance. You must have a balance for the adjusted cash book, okay, agree with the balance for the bank statement sent to you by the bank. So basically what we do here is to look at the investigation, okay, all the investigation, and then get to know which item has affected the cash book and then which item needs to be corrected in the bank reconciliation statement. So we're going to be looking at the investigation. The first one that said bank charges of 350,000 naira shown on the bank statement have not been entered in the cash book. So basically the bank statement captured it, but the cash book has not captured. But before we prepare the adjusted cash book, we need to, okay, we need to get the opening balance. Okay, now for us to adjust the cash book, that is the balance that the cash book has that is not agreeing with the balance that the bank statement has. So let's see what is the balance of the cash book in the question. It said OKK Limited bank statement showed an overdrawn. Overdrawn means that he has used more than what he has in the bank account. So of 124 million as at 30th June 2018, which did not agree with the cash book balance. At the same date, on investigation of disqualified, I can't even see the cash book balance there. But let's see. Hopefully, as we go through the investigation, maybe we will see the cash book balance. So we don't know what the cash book balance is yet. Let's say balance brought forward. Let's leave it. The next one there. So we have bank charges of 350,000 shown on the bank statement have not been entered in the cash book. So bank charges, that means OKK Limited is paying for bank charges. Okay, so the bank must have debited him, so he needs to credit his cash book. So we have bank charges. So it's in millions. So let us reduce the zeros there. So this would be 350. That's 350,000. Bank charges of 350,000 shown in the bank statement have not been entered in the cash book. The next one, a check drawn in error for 4,700 has been entered in error as a receipt. Okay, so that means that OKK Limited has issued a check. Okay, so when you issue a check, it means that you credit the cash book, but they are now saying that it has been entered in error as a receipt. So let's use a ledger to look at that. So this is your cash book, for instance. If you issue a check, that's credit payment. It's supposed to be 4,007, but they are saying that it has been entered as what? A receipt. That means that they've debited it here instead of what? Crediting. So how do we ensure that this 4,007 comes to the credit side? Okay, first of all, we need to what? Cancel out. So the first 4,007 cancels it out. Then the second 4,007, makes the balance to what? Stand. So basically, you cannot have what a carry down of 4,007, so that both sides, okay, become 0, 0. This is 4. This is 9,004, 9,400. So that I now have a balance balance of what? 4,007. So your 47 now is actually in the what? Payment side. So basically, for you to correct this error, you must credit your what? Your cash book, which was 9,400. So what there? They say what? A check drawn in error for 4,007 has been entered in error as what? As a receipt. So so we can say payment, okay, recorded as what? Receipt. So to correct it, we put 9,000 what? 400. Okay, or let's just say payment. Payment as what? Receipt. So the next error there, they said what? A personal check of 800,000 for Mr. OKK was wrongly paid into OKK Limited's bank account, but the amount was not entered in the company's what? Cash book. Okay, so what we're saying is that the check belongs to the owner of the bill, which is OKK, but they paid it into the what? Company's account. Okay, so there are two things there. We can decide to what? Adjust it in the cash book, and then the following month we'll write it out again. But instead of raising journals in and out of the cash book, let's just make it a reconciliation item in the bank reconciliation what? Statement. So we correct that in the bank reconciliation statement. Remember, we can even prepare the bank reconciliation statement without adjusting the cash book anyway. But then let's follow the instruction. I already have a detailed class on bank reconciliation statement on jadosconsulting.com. You can go there and take the class. So the next one we have for a check for 1,800,000 has been returned by the bank marked referred to drawer, but it has not been written back in the cash book. A check for 1,800,000 has been returned by the bank marked refer to drawer, but has not been written back in the cash book. So what it means is that we paid a check into the bank account, but the bank returned, so the business received the check, okay, and then when you receive a check, what do? You debit the cash book, and then you pay it into what? Into the bank account. But now the bank is returning it, so we have to now we have to reverse it in the cash. What I'm saying is this: we received a check of how much? 1 1,800,000. That's 1,800. Okay, and now we went to the bank and paid into the bank. No, we've debited our cash book. So what will the bank will credit us, but the bank now returned the check. So it means that the money did not go through. So that means we need to take this off. So what do? We credit our cash book wait until that it will cancel out. Okay, so we'll come here and we'll say dishonored check. Okay, or return check. You can use any. So we have 1,800. So the next one there, a check or the checks issued to a supplier 21,400,000, 7 million, 3 million have not been presented to the bank. That's unpresented checks. So that will be treated in the bank reconciliation statement. Okay, and then the next one says the last page of the paying in book shows a deposit of 154,200,000 which has not been credited to the bank account. That's uncredited check. That will go to the bank reconciliation statement. The next one says the bank has debited a check for 7,200 in error to the company's account. The bank has debited, that means a check that does not belong to the bank has debited it to them. So that will be corrected in the bank reconciliation statement. Okay, then we have standing order for the payment of annual subscription amounting to 800,000 had not been entered in the cash. What's standing order? You're telling the bank that at regular interval they should make some payment on your behalf. So sometimes you might not know until you get the bank statement, and that's payment. You're the one making the payment, just like the bank is doing it before you do it. So when the bank does, the bank will debit you, so you expect to credit your cash book. So we have standing order, which is how much? 800,000. So we have 800. So the next one there, that is number 9. The debit side of the cash book was undercast by 1 million. What does it mean to undercast? Undercast means you're recording below the value. So let's say this is the cash book. Okay, debit side is for receipt, credit side is for payment. Now they're saying that the debit side of the cash, which is this side, was undercast by 1 million. So that means, let's assume instead of entering 3,005, you enter 2,005. So you've done this. This is undercast. You're supposed to enter 3,500, you enter 2,500. So what happened? You have undercast this by 1,000. So what do you do for it to correct it? You put the 1,000 there. So you have 1,000. So when you balance, you have a 3,500. So that means we have receipt under cast to be how much? 1 million. No, 3 zeros up there. So is there any no other error there? So that means that they didn't even give us, the cash book balance. So that means we don't even know the cash book balance. There's a problem here. Ordinarily, they should tell us the cash book balance and then tell us the bank statement balance, so we know, what we are starting the adjusted cash book with. But here, they didn't even tell us. So it means that this, let's call this tentative. Okay, adjusted cash book tentative. This is not what we actually want, but based on the way, just like incomplete records, we use what we have to get what we want. So based on the way the question is, this is not how we want the cash book, adjusted cash book to look like. Okay, so we're trying to do somewhat work back here. So we'll call this tentative. Okay, so let's do tentative now. Tentatively, we're assuming that the balance brought forward we don't know. So tentatively, let it be 0. Okay, that's unknown. Let it be 0. So let's balance up. If we're balancing up this cash book now, adjusted cash, now we have the credit side. We have 350 plus 9,400 plus 1,800 plus 800. Okay, and then here you have 1,000. So that means this side, okay, is what? 12,350. Here is 1,000. So 1250 minus 1,000, you have a balance carried down. Tentative, that will be this minus, that will be what? 11,350. So tentatively, our adjusted cash book balance is what? Is 11,350. So let's do a tentative bank reconciliation statement. Okay, this is not what we want to do, but because of the way the question, so we say bank reconciliation, okay, statement. Okay, that's the 30th June. What's the date? 2018. So this also is what? Tentative. This is not what we want, but we're trying to get something. So what do we say? We say okay, so let's say tentative balance, okay, as per, okay, adjusted cash book. Okay, so that would be what? 11,350. This is credit. That's it's overdrawn. Do you know why? Because ordinarily your cash book should have a debit balance, but now I'm seeing a credit balance. For balance carried down is the debit side, to become a balance drawn on the debit side. So this is negative. Okay, so we say what? Add unpresented checks. So what are the unpresented checks? Excuse me. Add unpresented checks. What are the unpresented checks according to the question? So let's go. Here I can see checks issued. That's number 5. Check issued to supplier for 21,400,000, 7 million, and 3 million has not been presented. So we can still do our 30 here. So we have the first check to be 21,400,000. So that can be 21,400,000. The next one there is 7 million. Okay. The next one there is 3 million. Okay. Are you with me now? So let's add. So this is 21,400,000 plus 7 million plus 3 million. So this will be 31,400,000. Let's add. This is positive, this is negative. So if positive minus negative there, okay, so this 11,350, okay, so this will reduce it to, okay, so we have 20,050. So is there any other thing we are adding again? Look at that, your error 3. A personal check of 800,000 for Mr. OK was wrongly paid into OKK Limited account, but the amount was not entered in the cash book. So as you know, we are entering it in the cash book. That would have been a debit. That would have been an addition to the balance. Okay? Okay, but because it is not actually us, so we cannot be writing it off and on the cash book. So we can just make it a reconciliation item here in the words bank reconciliation statement. So we're going to add up, okay, OKK's check now. Let's add OKK's check of how much? 800,000. So we have 800. So if we add, we have 05802. Okay. So what's the next thing we do there? Let us do that here. Remember, it's tentative, okay? It's tentative. So we say what? Less uncredited checks. What are the uncredited checks in the question? Here I can see number 6. The last page of the paying in book shows a deposit of 154,200,000 which has not been credited. So we're lessing. So we say 154,200. Okay. Or let's do that here. Let's say less uncredited what? Check. That's what? 154. What? 154,200. So we are lessing. So if you are taking 154,200 from 20,000, okay, 850. What do you have there? So we have 133,350. Okay. So what else are we lessing? The question here says the bank has debited a check for 7,200,000 error to the company's account. So basically, if the bank is debiting the company, that means the bank is debiting the bank statement, and then we expect to credit the what? The cash, but it's not our transaction, the bank did the error, so the bank is going to adjust it in the following month. So instead of adjusting it through our cash book, let us just make it a reconciliation item in the bank reconciliation statement. So basically, since it's an outflow, that will affect our balance as well. It will, increase outflow in terms of debits in the bank statement or credits in the cash book. So let's go. So we're lessing what's there? 7,200,000, which is debit in error. Less what? Debit in what? In error. So what do you have there? That's 7,200. So negative there minus 7,200. So what I have here is 133,350 minus 150 minus 7,200. That will be minus 145,50. Okay, so this is the tentative bank statement balance. Okay, but what we expect, which is the expected bank statement balance, is supposed to be 124 million. Okay, limited bank statement showed an overdrawn. That's also a credit balance, overdrawn of 124 million. So we expect to have 124 million. This is what we expect to have. But then, so what do we do? So 140,550. Okay, what's different? This is what we had a tentative 145, but what we're supposed to have is negative 124,000. So what's the difference? Okay, so the difference here, okay, the difference here, which is tentative 140,550 minus what? 124,000. Okay, so what I have here is what? 16,550. So this must have been the balance as per the cash book. Okay, this must have been the balance as per the cash book. So now that we have gotten the question, didn't give us balance as per cash book, we've been able to derive the balance as per cash book now. So now that we've gotten the balance as per cash book, let us now prepare the actual adjusted cash book or the expected adjusted cash book. So we have what now? Adjusted cash book, which is the what? Expected. Okay, so so now our balance brought forward, we've gotten it now, which is 16,550. So what are the items that we had there? We had receipts under cast of what? 1,000. What are the items we had there? We had bank charges of how much? 350. We have payments as what? Receipt of how much? 9,400. We have dishonored check of how much? 1,800. We had standing order of how much? 800. So let us now have our balance carried down. Our balance carried down now, which is the real thing we're looking for, is what do you have there? 16,550 plus 1,000. That's 17,550 minus 350 minus 9,400 minus 1,800 minus 800. So we have 5,200. 17,550. So the actual balance as per adjusted cash book is 5,000 true. So now let us prepare. Okay, let's prepare our what? Bank reconciliation statement as at 30th June 2018, which is the what? Expected. Okay, So we now have balance as per adjusted cash book, which is now 5,200. So what are the things we added? Let's pick them now. We added unpresented what? Checks. So what are the things? Now we have 21,400, 700, 3,000. So that gives us how much? 31,400. So if we add that to 5,200, what do we have? 96,600. Okay. We also added what? Okoro's check, Okeke's check, which is how much? 800. Okay. That'll be what? 37,400. So less uncredited checks. What? That's 154,200. 154,200. So that's less. Okay. I have negative 116,800. So this is 154,200. Okay. So this is negative. Then we also have what? Debit in error. Less what? Debit in what? Error. How much is that? 7,200. They are less. So that will be minus 7,200. So we have 124. Okay. Million. So this is the actual balance as per bank statement based on the question. So this is actually, quite practical question, but we're able to, attempt it properly. So what we've done here is to use the incomplete record approach, okay, to get the missing figures and then prepare the revised, adjusted cash book and the bank reconciliation statement. So if you have questions, you can reach me on the number displayed on your screen. You can actually as well order my textbook, okay, and sponsor copies as well, or support the course by paying to the account numbers displayed. Thank you.